There is one tennis player who sort of stands out, Russia's Daniil Medvedev, not just for his quality of tennis, he's one of the best in the world and a very tenacious competitor, but his temper matches the speed of his shots. He's hot-headed. He is short-tempered and has a habit of throwing a tantrum now and then. He acts like a child having a fuss about one thing. The referees and umpires fear him the most. Spectators love to watch a good show, so he's always a draw for his tennis and the extras that come with it. So great for the ratings and the sport. And recently, he got into a series of outbursts. Not one, but more than many at the Monte Carlo Masters. No surprises for guessing he did not make it past the round of 16. Take a look.
Roger Federer's grace, his calm and composed demeanour. Rafael Nadal's aggression, raw energy and that winning mentality. And the genius of Novak Djokovic mixed with a dash of arrogance. All a reflection of how modern-day tennis has evolved. The legends of the game symbolized different styles and yet made tennis popular in their own way as the decades wore on. And yes, it's great to celebrate and follow the champions of any sport. But any sport needs characters. Players who bring that little extra to the game. And one such player in tennis is Russia's Daniil Medvedev. He's among the top 10 players in the world. But what has really made him a rather curious character has been his temper. Yes, of course, he's a Russian, that explains it. You expect a little extra from them always. They're feisty, talented superstars. But hey, come on, you'd correct me right away saying, but look at Maria Sharapova, all grace and charm. And she won a horde of tennis fans and Grand Slam events were sold out just to watch her. Well, I guess that's one common thread between Sharapova and Medvedev. You'd pay to watch them on and off the court. During the round of 16 game at Monte Carlo Masters, Medvedev added another chapter into his tussles with officials. In the match against his compatriot Karen Khachanov, who probably knows Medvedev too well, Medvedev was involved in a heated exchange with an official. After losing the first set, Medvedev had an opportunity to bounce back in the second. He was up 5-4 in the second set but failed to break Khachanov's serve. And Medvedev started seething after he claimed an incorrect call from the line judge. He threw his racket in frustration and started arguing with the chair umpire Carlos Bernard. The matter didn't end there. Medvedev proceeded to rant at tennis official Cedric Mourier about the standard of umpiring in the tournament.
It's this guy in the glasses. He doesn't need glasses because he doesn't see anything. He should not be a referee. It's in front of him. It's a slow ball, 15-30 and 5-all. He's a bad referee and he should be out of the referee circle.
If you followed tennis, you surely have seen Medvedev get riled up. He's always scolding or ranting or venting about something that would have ticked him off. Just a day before, he had a foul-mouthed tirade over a few line calls during his match against Gael Monfils, where he stood like a petulant child as the chair umpire came over to coax him and tell him not to take it out on the line umpire. Temper tantrums and Medvedev are a match made in hell. During the 2022 Australian Open semi-final against Stefanos Tsitsipas, Medvedev lost his cool at the chair umpire too. Umpire Jaume Campistol issued a warning to Medvedev for obscenity. He had passed a comment on Tsitsipas' father. Angered by the warning, Medvedev started yelling at the match umpire. He was fined for his ranting. He ended up winning the match, and with that win, some sensibility dawned on him too.
I regret it all the time because I don't think it's nice. I know that every referee is trying to do their best. I think if we look back at myself 5 years ago when I started playing, there was less attention on me. But I was just insanely crazy. So I do regret it 100%. But in the heat of the moment, I just lost it. I can get really emotional. I've been working on it.
I guess it's a work in progress, alright, because Medvedev has not changed at all. The Russian continues to indulge in verbal quarrels. Often it's with the umpires. And yes, it did get a tad violent. During the 2020 ATP Cup when Russia was playing against Argentina, Medvedev hit the umpire Mohammad Lehani's chair twice with his racket. This happened after an argument with his opponent, Diego Schwartzman. Medvedev was slapped with a code violation for unsportsperson-like conduct. Angered by this, Medvedev hit the umpire's chair. Clearly, Medvedev strikes fear not just in his opponents, but the umpires officiating in the match. Many have witnessed and been the butt of Medvedev's mad streak. Umpires first in target, opponents of course, and even fans. Yes, spectators can bear the brunt of his ill temper too. Who can forget Medvedev calling a spectator at the US Open stupid on camera? As long as he's not abusing or physically harming anyone, a little bit of heat is all good. And especially when he himself has acknowledged how temperamental he is. Yes, he can get rude, and yes, he does cross the line. So he ought to be punished and penalized every time he does. But would we want to muzzle him? Of course not. Sport would be a tad poorer without such characters. Only black or white is no fun. We all need a bit of grey.